Hey guys, happy Wednesday. How are you all doing out there? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Let's just put it that way. I don't know what's going on here, but I I had some issues through the day, and you know what? I'm not always full of life and bubbly, so you're gonna get me raw and real tonight. But it's something I needed to talk about, I guess. Listen in, if you will. And it's going to help me air this out, but just kind of maybe helping some other people too. Had some people cross my path today that it brought me down. I don't know what I want to say. Just kind of tried to drag me backwards, back to a place that I used to be that I don't want to go to anymore, if you know what I'm talking about. So guys, if you're jumping on here with me live, if you're catching a red live up in the corner, that's great. Just type live in the comments. You can let me know where you're watching from if you'd like to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you're catching me later on the replay, just type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Before I get started on this, I am going to plug my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. I had an appointment tonight. Actually, just haven't been home too long. So I know I'm kind of late. Dave fixed dinner. I'm not terribly hungry, and a lot of it has to do with turmoil and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I wanted to get on here with you guys because this has been weighing heavy on my heart all day. And you know what? I have some great friends out there, okay? Hey, Lori, how are you? I have some great friends out there, and those friends have taught me if it's heavy on your heart and God's putting it in front of you, maybe you need to talk about it. So that is exactly what I'm going to do tonight. And just kind of tell a little bit about my story too here because, hey, Deb, how are you? Because not so many years ago, I would have been one of those people out there trying to drag the me of now backward, okay? Just to kind of put it on the line, I didn't want to see anybody else succeed. I thought my life was the worst life there was, and I didn't want to see other people succeed, and I would do anything to drag them backwards, to make their life miserable like I felt my life was, okay? If you can relate to that, kudos to you, okay? But if you're in that spot and you feel like there is no way out of that spot, I'm proof that there is, okay? Hey, Shannon, how are you? So guys, like I said, life is so much about our mindset, okay? And I am forever thankful, number one, for the products that came into our life that have helped my mind go from, if you read up there, stinking thinking, hey Heidi, how are you? To a mindset of, I will overcome, okay? And I'm not gonna lie to you, when you have that stinking thinking going on, a lot of times you're just looking to lash out, okay? Now, I'm not saying anybody lashed out at me today, but it's kind of been a snowball effect here recently. So, you know, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to talk about this because it does pertain to, hey, awesome, good for you. It does pertain to a lot of things in life. It pertains to our lifestyle. It pertains to how well we function in life and everything else. Mindset, okay? Mindset, you know, it's your whole attitude. It's how you are as a person, but it doesn't have to, if you're in that stinking thinking type thing, I'm not doing a water challenge yet. We're going to start that on Monday, okay? So, but like I said, it's a mindset that doesn't have to be a life sentence if it's in the wrong spot, okay? And I am proof of that, okay? I know I talk about Dave a lot, but tonight's going to be more about me. I guess you could say that. So, and like I said, the big thing is, and I'm just going to lay it on the line, okay? How do you change your mindset? Okay? First of all, you have to acknowledge that you need a change, okay? This was kind of brutal for me because, hi Connie, because when I started these products, I was solely looking for weight loss, solely looking for weight loss. Well, listen in, Melissa. And after being on them for several weeks, I told my husband and my family that was near me, hi Michelle, that I was going to stop them. They weren't doing anything. And I wasn't losing any weight. But very bluntly, and I don't mean this bad, my family looked at me and said, Mom, I don't think you realize what they are doing for you. I don't think you realize that you're not mad all the time, that you don't just pop off. Maybe you should give them a little longer. Oh, so as brutal as that is to hear from your family, I took a look in the mirror. I acknowledged that I needed a little bit of a change, okay? Didn't realize how much I needed, but I did acknowledge it, okay? So kind of challenged myself, okay? Okay, what am I going to do here, okay? So what I've done throughout the years is just identified, I want to get from here to here. I'm going to change. Routine is the big thing that I've come into, okay? Because I made sure I got certain things done. I made sure I got things done in a timely fashion. I made sure that I was setting out ways to motivate myself, okay? I started to take a look at the people that I surrounded myself with, okay? Now, this was a little graph that I saw, but your mindset it starts with your thoughts, okay? So my thoughts of myself, my life, my whatever, were not the greatest. Why me? Those types of things. If you can relate to that, whatever. But guys, if you're on here with me live, let me know you're out there, okay? So it starts with your thoughts, but those thoughts manifest into your emotions. So if you have bad, dark, not so great thoughts, those thoughts are going to manifest into your emotions. Your emotions are what you're going to be feeling, which then in turn go into your behavior. Okay. So you start with your thoughts. Hi, Vicky. That make your emotions come to the surface, which make your behavior, which everyone else sees, and then you get the results of what your behavior is, okay? So that's where I was. So everybody was getting my anger, everybody was getting my moodiness, everybody was getting my, I poor pitiful me, I guess is, for a lack of better terms. But so I decided to start looking at the people that I surrounded myself with. To this day, when I go through my Facebook memories, who out there does Facebook memories? If you do Facebook memories, drop memories in the comments, because I look at my memories and it's almost frightening. Seriously, almost frightening to see some of the things that I posted on Facebook. And I think to myself, are you kidding me? You really put that out there for the world to see? And it's scary. It really is. I cannot tell you how thankful I am that the products that I take every single day have helped me and balanced things out for me, okay? Because it changed my way of thinking. It brought me, number one, a positive group of people that have surrounded me, okay? So by cutting out some of the negativity in my life that drug me into where they were, it helped me to be able to put up a wall. And if you have people that are not benefiting you in the positive way, the wall probably needs to go up. Okay. So, you know, mindset is so much. Awesome, Vicky. Awesome for you. And it enters into everything. It's just like this. Had Vicky sat at home and said, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it." You know, look at your body language. Your thoughts are, "I can't do it. I can't do it." Instead of, "You know what? I think I can." So then your emotion, your whole demeanor has just changed. You just saw a change, right? Your behavior changes and you get the results, okay? So first of all, start with your thoughts. What are you thinking? Try to push out the negative and bring in a few positive every single day, okay? And then, you know, you've got to, what I want to say, add in, you know, find something good in every day. Find something good in every day. There has to be a touch of gratitude at the end of every day, okay? Focus on that when you go to bed at night instead of whatever. Or focus on everything you're grateful for that day. But the key to this, guys, is in order to change, if you're stuck in a rut, like I was, poor me, and you want to be, okay, let's do this. Hey, Patty, some of it has to come from you, whether that be, and like I said, you've got to find a group of people to surround yourself with, or at least block out the negative. If you're projecting a more positive attitude, that is what you're going to get back. Okay. If you're projecting the negative attitude, and when I see those memories on Facebook, guys, those negative things that I said, every comment underneath of it is negative. So if your thought about everything is negative, then everything that follows is negative, okay? Negativity breeds negativity. Positivity is something that you can attract, and that's what you want to do, okay? So here's my big kicker, though, guys. I love doing what I do. I love sharing what I share because I know that I have come so far. Have I blocked people out of my life? Yes, I have. I can't do the negativity anymore. I know I used to be that way, but I cannot subject myself to it. And like I said, this week actually, has it's been a bombardment of a lot of people trying to get in and bring me down. And they didn't succeed. They did not. Did they bring me down a little bit? Yes, they did. But I'm never going to go, I never want to go back to where I was. So the key to maintaining this, guys, is just to surround yourself with like-minded people. Once you start getting up, and that's the thing I try to say too. And I love this analogy. I've seen it on Facebook multiple times. You should never turn around and reach down unless you're trying to help someone below you up. And that is kind of, I guess, the way I feel about my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. We were down and out. We were really down and out with Dave's health. And my health too, guys. Mental health is something, okay? So we were down and out. And that is part of the reason I started the group, because I'm reaching back. I'm trying to pull people along. I want people to come with us. I want people to see that it's not a life sentence to have diabetes. It's not a life sentence to have a moody, changing attitude. It's just a little steps at a time that you can change. But maintaining like-minded people, whether that be I'm going to hang out with low carb people. I'm going to hang out with people who do this. I'm going to hang out with people who did that. Like-minded people, positive, like-minded people. Engage. Let's see. I had something written down here. Oh, engage with people who uplift you. Okay. That is what I try to do in my group. Now, I'm always open for other people engaging in there, bringing uplifting, wonderful content in there. I don't care what it is. I want other people to be able to post in there, feel comfortable about it. And I'm not going to lie. Thank you so much, Vicki. I'm not going to lie. That's a safe zone for me. I want everybody to feel safe in there, to post anything, to ask questions, to do whatever. I love it when people make my recipes and tell me, hey, I made this. If you make some of those, post them in the group. Put them in there. Hey, look, I made this. It was one of Jan's recipes. If you tweaked it, kudos to you. Tell me what you did. Maybe I want to try it the way you did it. Okay? So anyway, but what happens is, and you can see what's going on with me, you get an energy, and that energy builds and it builds and it builds. I have a lot of people tell me, Jan, where do you get your energy? And it's like, it's an attitude. Yes, my products help me so much, but you have to remember those products are meant to balance out my body, and they have done that because I'm not in that spot that I used to be in anymore. I'm not there, and I don't want to go back because I do remember what it was like. So guys, if you can grasp what I'm trying to say here, I can't, I'm not a doctor. I'm not making any medical claims, anything like that. But to be in a spot that you don't ever want to go back to, and maybe you don't even realize how bad you are. That was me. I didn't realize how bad I was. I did not. It's hard to hear your family say, Mom, you've come a long way. Mom, you need to stay on your products because you don't snap like you used to. You're a more even keel, less moody, less grouchy person. And that's good. And to have your family embrace you and say, stick with it. It's helping you. So, hey, Joe, thank you so much. But like I said, it's an energy then. And this is the energy we should have every single day. Okay. You're not doomed to that spot. Let me help you, okay? Whether it be through your diet, whether it be through some products. Guys, I am here to help whoever's willing. I'm reaching back. I'm looking down. That's the only time you look down on somebody. When you're reaching down, grabbing somebody from below the rock that you're on, pulling them on, okay? So it's a mindset. Yes, it is. Sometimes it's our bodies that put us in that mindset, because we're lacking this or we're lacking something, but let's fix it together. Okay. So guys, that's kind of, like I said, that's just kind of was weighing heavy on my mind tonight. I needed to get it out there because my mindset was kind of going to that stinking thinking, and I didn't want to do that. So anyway, I just wanted to air it. But guys, I wanted you to know that I'm raw, I'm real. I have down days. I'm not always alive and bubbly and really get right after it like I am. But this is me. This is real. I've had some people dogging on some of my videos here lately, and it's like, and here's another thing that a wise friend of mine said. When somebody comes after you like that, especially in a comment on something like this, and they're saying bad things about you, bless them. Number one, bless them. And may they have the day they deserve. That's all I've got to say. I wish I could reach out and help them because I know what it's like to be there. I know what it's like to see something on here and reach out and just be brutal to someone else. And I don't ever want to go back there. So guys, that's kind of all I have. I hope I didn't bore you to tears. But like I said, a mindset is so important. And that's one thing I love. If you saw my post this morning, you know, I do a retreat every year with a group of friends. And it's so inspiring. It's so uplifting. Every morning I get on, or not every morning, but a lot of mornings I get on a coffee chat, we call it, coffee talk. And we just collaborate together. And when you have a group that you're surrounded with that are so positive, you can't help but succeed. So I love them to death. They are my inspiration. They have brought me along so far. Thank you so much, Lori. Bless you. But like I was saying, it's changeable. You are not doomed. Just like you're not doomed to bad health forever and ever and ever. Change is possible and change is good. You have to embrace it, acknowledge it, get a plan together, and then baby steps towards the goal. Okay? Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And don't forget, I'm doing a water challenge in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, next week. It's not really a challenge. It's just going to be a lot of information about water. I'm gathering it all up. I'm going to get it posted in there throughout the week next week. If you want to be in that challenge or in that group, you need to be in the group. Number one, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. You can search it up above. You can drop it in the comments. Drop group in the comments. I'll leave you a link. You can get in there. Guys, if you need some information on these products, if anybody on here has a testimonial about these products, feel free to drop it in the comments, or you know what? Drop it in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. And if you need information on those products that have changed my life absolutely differently than they've changed Dave's life, but changed both of our lives, drop info in the comments and I'll get back to you. So getting on out of here. I've bored you guys long enough. Thanks for listening in. I do appreciate every one of you. Sometimes I feel like I'm on here venting or whatever, but I appreciate you all. And just remember, smile. Pass that smile on because somebody out there might need